condominium and cooperative questions. Question 1. During a title examination, which principle is illustrated by a leasehold that renews for successive periods until proper notice is given? Option A. Joint tenancy. Option B. Periodic tenancy. Option C. Point of beginning. Option D. Tenancy at will. The correct answer is option B. Periodic tenancy. Rent is commonly paid monthly, but another recurring interval may be used. The tenancy continues from period to period instead of ending on a fixed date. Termination requires notice that complies with the lease and applicable law. Question 2. Which answer states the concept associated with a form of co-ownership available to married spouses with survivorship protection in the due-diligence meeting described? Option A. Real property. Option B. Remainder interest. Option C. Tenancy by the entirety. Option D. A subsurface rights. The correct answer is option C. Tenancy by the entirety. The spouses are treated as one ownership unit for the property interest. Divorce commonly converts the ownership into another concurrent form. One spouse generally cannot convey the property alone or unilaterally destroy the other spouse's survivorship right. Question 3. A associate broker handling a warehouse in Silver Spring must identify individual ownership of a unit combined with an undivided interest in common elements. Which choice is correct? Option A. Life estate. Option B. Periodic tenancy. Option C. Township. Option D. Condominium ownership. The correct answer is option D. Condominium ownership. Financing and transfer generally involve the individual unit rather than shares in a corporation. The unit owner receives title to a defined space and shares ownership of common areas. Association documents govern maintenance, assessments, and use restrictions.
Stressed about your nurse aid? We can take nurse aid for you remotely and undetected. We always guarantee a pass and payments only after results. To send us an email, scan the code or tap the link in the description and let's get it done.
Question 4. During a property management audit for a townhouse in Grand Rapids, Daria needs to identify the rule described as a development arrangement combining individually owned property with shared facilities or common areas. Which answer applies? Option A. Planned unit development. Option B. Section. Option C. Real property. Option D. Personal property. The correct answer is option A. Planned unit development. Recorded declarations and rules control common expenses and use restrictions. The design may mix housing types and uses under an approved development plan. Owners usually hold title to their lots or units and share responsibilities through an association. Question 5. A seller is reviewing a vacant parcel in Detroit. Which term describes the legal ability to use or control space above a parcel? Option A. Riparian rights. Option B. Hair rights. Option C. Joint tenancy. Option D. Lot and block system. The correct answer is option B. Air rights. Zoning and safety regulations still control what may be built. Development above rail lines, roads, or existing structures often depends on this interest. These rights may be sold, leased, or limited separately from surface ownership when law permits. Question 6. At a settlement preparation, a Michigan exam candidate encounters the following description: an ownership interest measured by the lifetime of a named person. Which concept is being tested? Option A. Fixture. Option B. Personal property. Option C. Life estate. Option D. Remainder interest. The correct answer is option C. Life estate. The holder may possess and use the property while the measuring life continues. The interest ends automatically at death and then passes to the future interest holder. The life tenant must avoid waste that harms the property for later owners. Question 7. Talia is assisting with an office building transaction in Colombia. Which principle applies when the facts involve title held by one person or one legal entity? Option A. Personal property. Option B. Government survey system. Option C. A fee simple absolute. Option D. Severalty ownership. The correct answer is option D. Severalty ownership. A corporation or limited liability company can hold title in this form even though it has multiple stakeholders. The owner holds the complete ownership interest without concurrent co-owners. The term describes the title arrangement rather than the physical number of people involved in the entity. Question 8. Which answer most accurately identifies land together with permanently attached improvements and associated legal rights in a real estate transaction? Option A. Real property. Option B. The estate for years. Option C. Literal rights. Option D. Air rights. The correct answer is option A. Real property. Land and items permanently attached to it are treated as immovable property. Movable belongings are classified separately unless they become fixtures. The ownership interest also includes legally recognized rights such as possession, control, exclusion, enjoyment, and disposition.
Are you looking for Nurse Aid actual questions? Visit our website pokerexams.com to access Nurse Aid study guide with actual questions and answers. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description to get Nurse Aid answer key today.
Question 9. A question arising during marketing review concerns the rights associated with minerals and resources below the land surface. Which choice gives the best classification? Option A, bundle of rights. Option B, a subsurface rights. Option C, a trade fixture. Option D, periodic tenancy. The correct answer is option B, subsurface rights. Title review should identify severed mineral rights and access provisions. These interests can be separated from surface ownership by sale, lease, or reservation. A surface owner may not own every mineral interest affecting the parcel. Question 10. While analyzing a historic residence, Malik must apply the concept involving a 6-mile-square survey unit containing 30-6 sections under the rectangular survey system. Which answer should be selected? Option A, condominium ownership. Option B, reversion interest. Option C, township. Option D, riparian rights. The correct answer is option C, township. The survey grid unit covers 30-6 square miles before adjustments for irregularities. Section numbers within the grid follow a standard back minus and minus fourth pattern. The survey grid units are located by their positions north or south of a baseline and east or west of a principal meridian. Question 11. Which real estate term is defined by a legal description using directions, distances, monuments, and a point of beginning? Option A, remainder interest. Option B, bundle of rights. Option C, periodic tenancy. Option D, meets and bounds. The correct answer is option D, meets and bounds. Natural or artificial monuments may help identify corners and boundary lines. A valid description returns to the starting point to close the tract. The description traces the parcel boundary through a sequence of calls. Question 12. In a transaction involving a subdivision lot, which rule controls when there is a land description method based on principal meridians, baselines, townships, ranges, and sections? Option A, government survey system. Option B, lot and block system. Option C, meets and bounds. Option D, tenancy at will. The correct answer is option A, government survey system. The system divides land into a grid of townships and sections. A standard township contains 30-6 sections, although irregularities can occur. Descriptions identify increasingly smaller portions of a section. Question 13. A listing broker asks about a standard 1-square-mile unit in the government survey system. Which answer provides the legally accurate concept? Option A, periodic tenancy. Option B, section. Option C, literal rights. Option D, a tenancy by the entirety. The correct answer is option B, section. It forms one of 30-6 numbered divisions in a standard township. The 1-square-mile survey division contains 640 acres. Fractional descriptions divide this unit into halves, quarters, and smaller parts. Question 14. Samuel encounters a future interest retained by the grantor after conveying a lesser estate during a due diligence meeting. Which principle should guide the analysis? Option A, cooperative ownership. Option B, government survey system. Option C, reversion interest. Option D, condominium ownership. The correct answer is option C, reversion interest. The grantor keeps the right to regain possession when the temporary estate ends. This differs from a remainder, which is created in someone other than the grantor. No new deed is required for the interest to return according to the original conveyance. Question 15. Which choice best matches the description co-ownership characterized by a right of survivorship and traditionally equal unified interests? Option A, riparian rights. Option B, tenancy at will. Option C, cooperative ownership. Option D, joint tenancy. The correct answer is option D, joint tenancy. A transfer by one owner can sever the survivorship feature as to that share. When one owner dies, that share passes automatically to the surviving joint owner or owners. The required unities must exist when the ownership form is created. Question 16. During review of a cooperative unit in Salisbury, the parties discuss water minus related rights of owners whose land borders a flowing body of water. Which term applies? Option A, riparian rights. Option B, subsurface rights. Option C, air rights. Option D, bundle of rights. The correct answer is option A, riparian rights. Boundaries and access can change as the watercourse changes gradually. State law determines the exact scope of use and ownership. The owner may have reasonable use of the water subject to public rights and the rights of other owners. Question 17. An exam scenario presents the identified location from which a meets minus and minus bounds boundary description starts and ends. Which answer is most accurate? Option A, personal property. Option B, point of beginning. Option C, literal rights. Option D, reversion interest. The correct answer is option B, point of beginning. Failure to close can signal an error or ambiguity in the legal description. The starting reference should be identifiable on the ground or through reliable survey information. A boundary description must connect its final call back to its starting location. Question 18. A licensee preparing for a settlement preparation must recognize an item once movable that has become attached with the intent that it remain. Which concept does this describe? Option A, a tenancy at will. Option B, meets and bounds. Option C, fixture. Option D, air rights. The correct answer is option C, fixture. Attachment, adaptation, intent, and agreement help determine whether an installed item becomes part of the real estate. Once classified this way, the item ordinarily transfers with the property unless the contract provides otherwise. Disputes are reduced when the sales contract identifies included and excluded items.
Stressed about your CNA? We can take CNA for you remotely and undetected. We always guarantee a pass and payments only after results. To send us an email, scan the code or tap the link in the description and let's get it done.
Question 19. Which answer correctly classifies a situation involving a legal description referencing a recorded subdivision plat? Option A, a trade fixture. Option B, real property. Option C, section. Option D, lot and block system. The correct answer is option D, lot and block system. The recorded map provides the dimensions and relationship of the parcel to surrounding lots and streets. The parcel is identified by lot number, block designation, subdivision name, and recording information. This method is common in plat urban and suburban developments. Question 20. At a financing review in East Lansing, Elena explains ownership of shares in a corporation coupled with a proprietary lease to occupy a unit. Which real estate principle is involved? Option A, cooperative ownership. Option B, tenancy in common. Option C, meets and bounds. Option D, government survey system. The correct answer is option A, cooperative ownership. The resident owns an interest in the entity that owns the entire building. Transfers and financing may require approval under the cooperative documents. Occupancy rights come from a lease connected to the shareholder status. Question 21. A transaction file for a single-minus family home raises an issue involving a possessory arrangement with no fixed ending date that may be terminated by either party. Which answer best resolves the classification? Option A, fixture. Option B, tenancy at will. Option C, tenancy at sufferance. Option D, remainder interest. The correct answer is option B, tenancy at will. It lacks the definite expiration found in a term tenancy. The arrangement continues only while both landlord and tenant consent. Applicable law or the agreement determines the notice needed to end possession. Question 22. Which concept should a salesperson apply to facts involving possession by a tenant who remains after a lawful lease has ended without the landlord's consent? Option A, township. Option B, tenancy at will. Option C, tenancy at sufferance. Option D, estate for years. The correct answer is option C, tenancy at sufferance. This status is different from trespass at the beginning because the original possession was valid. The landlord may pursue lawful eviction or accept rent and create a new tenancy. The occupant entered legally but stays beyond the authorized period. Question 23. Victor is studying a rule concerning water minus related rights of owners whose land borders a lake, sea, or ocean. Which term should be chosen? Option A, estate for years. Option B, a trade fixture. Option C, personal property. Option D, literal rights. The correct answer is option D, literal rights. The classification depends on the type of water adjoining the property. Public access rules, environmental regulation, and changing shorelines can limit the owner's control. These rights concern use and enjoyment along a non-flowing or tidal body of water. Question 24. When a retail suite transaction involves the collection of legal powers associated with real property ownership, which answer identifies the controlling concept? Option A, bundle of rights. Option B, cooperative ownership. Option C, tenancy by the entirety. Option D, riparian rights. The correct answer is option A, bundle of rights. Ownership is commonly analyzed as separate rights rather than one indivisible privilege. These rights include possession, control, exclusion, enjoyment, and disposition. A person may transfer or limit one right while retaining the others. Question 25. A practice question describes equipment installed by a commercial tenant for use in the tenant's business. Which response is best? Option A, joint tenancy. Option B, a trade fixture. Option C, point of beginning. Option D, periodic tenancy. The correct answer is option B, trade fixture. Removal must occur without substantial damage, and the tenant may have to repair any injury caused by removal. Business equipment installed by a tenant is usually removable before the lease ends. Leaving the equipment after the permitted removal period can result in ownership passing to the landlord.